Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on our page, our website, or our social media. Reach out to me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. This is one of the sportiest watches from one of the best independent brands in the business. If you want to get wet with a GPHG Aiguille d'Or winner, then you want the Bethune DB28GS. Technically, this is the Grand Sport, but since the Grand Sport does not feature this fired blue titanium coating, this model is nicknamed the Grand Sailer, or as I prefer, the Grand Mariner. 44mm in Featherlight Grade 5 titanium, it uses a patented fire bluing process to create the finish you see here. 44mm, remarkably only 11.2mm thick. It's a millimeter thinner than a Daytona. It's also 53 to 58mm across the wrist, with that variation due to the signature floating spring-loaded lugs. It features a rubber strap that is fully integrated to close the gap between strap and case flank, and as you can see, it features a little bit of a de Bethune recurring logo pattern, as well as evacuated air pockets on the bottom to make this a comfortable watch. Now, of course, the company can refit with the 51 to 47mm lugs if you wish when it goes in for service. There are several different lug lengths available, but I can recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters in circumference on these lugs. It's also a good watch for a big wrist, as it likes to spread its wings and splay out. Immense presence and a handsome strap. You can see that the micro light strakes of the movement on the dial actually match the strakes on the strap itself. The strap, of course, with matching blue strap minders and a lovely evacuated de Bethune fired blue titanium buckle. You may ask, what happens when it gets scratched? Well, de Bethune is one of the few companies that will recoat a watch when it goes in for service. Eat your heart out, PVD boys. You can see this case is spectacular. Screw down crown, bullhead style. This one is 100 meters water resistant, so fully swimmable. As you can see, there is outboard a blue-printed titanium race for the individual minutes. You can see outboard there are polished titanium spheres that act as the hour indices. At center, there is a delta-shaped bridge over the patented twin self-adjusting mainspring barrels and a very small power reserve indicator peaking out at 2 o'clock. Let's count the patents. Fired blue titanium, patented. Double self-adjusting mainspring barrels and a 6-day power reserve, patented. Triple shock protection, a spring on each side and Inca block at the center on the balance staff, patented. A titanium and white gold balance, de Bethune's 2016 model and one of over half a dozen balance wheels patented. That's right. Flat hairspring, but with a dog leg kink and a bimetallic element that allows it to beat concentrically like an overcoil without the shock susceptibility of an overcoil, patented. And of course, the silicone escape wheel, patented. All of this beautifully and traditionally finished. You'll find black polished and fired titanium at center. The full balance bridge bracing against shock, black polished fired. The delta bridge at center with the cap black polished. As you can see, the microlight narrow strakes in place of Côte de Genève. The screw heads themselves black polished. All immaculately finished with satin finish on the gear train, and a mirror black polished below the balance to better reflect the escapement, the balance, and the hairspring. On the reverse side, you can see this one of the earliest produced and lucky number 3. It features nautical pennants to remind you that this is the Grand Sailer, or as I like to say, Grand Mariner, version of the Grand Sport. A watch for all occasions. It has a modern high beat rate, so you don't compromise in spite of the long power reserve. Water resistant, shock resistant, highly anti-magnetic, and resolutely original. It hails from a brand that is probably the single largest spender relative to its volume on pure science research and development in the industry, and they only make 150 watches a year. Forget the Grubel 4Cs, the Richard Mille, the FP Journes of the world. This one matches and surpasses each on its own terms. This is a watch for the ages from one of the best in the business. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.